Welcome to an overview of week one of the personal breakthrough training. We've got five primary objectives for this week. We're going to begin to build a morning ritual and an evening ritual. We're also going to make sure you understand the difference between a ritual and a routine. You're going to learn that time is a commodity, and you are going to record the time you're spending or where you're spending your time. All right, so we begin right off with day one. You need to understand the big difference between a ritual and a routine is that a ritual is generally more ceremonial. Over the course of this training, the essential habit that you're going to be focusing on is this idea of establishing a morning and evening ritual. This is going to last you a lifetime, we hope. It may be one of the most important habits you can develop. A morning and evening ritual. High achievers in every single field that I've ever studied have morning and evening rituals. And they are rituals because they are purposeful. They have meaning and purpose. They aren't just doing this just to do it. Or just because, I got to get to school, so I got to jump in the shower, I got to eat, I got to grab my stuff. There we go. That's my routine. Yeah, we don't want just a routine. What you do in the morning has a purpose. What you do in the evening has a purpose as part of this ritual. You're going to begin by budgeting a total of 20 minutes for your ritual. Could be 10 minutes in the morning, 10 in the evening, or other combination. This time is going to increase after the first week. But we're just going to get you started with a nice, easy 5 in the morning, 15 in the evening. That's probably the way it'll break down. The time's going to be focused on this training. So that means you'll be looking at your lesson for the day. And in the evening, you'll be reflecting on what you did that day. During the day and in the evening, you're going to be analyzing where you spent your time. How did I spend my time? All right, so day two, you're doing the same thing. You want to begin to get this ingrained in your mind that the minutes you are spending, this is like your economic unit. Spend those minutes wisely. You will read your lesson in the morning. You're going to just keep track of your time, how you're spending it during the day. And in the evening, you're going to reflect. You're going to answer the questions, ask your own questions. You're going to share thoughts, discussion section on the platform we use, or Facebook group, which would be a great place, or even the community section in that training platform. But share your questions. Share some of your answers. Remember, you're going to be keeping a journal that you're doing by hand, and then you're going to type into the platform your answers. Don't need to be paragraphs and all, but whatever you need for fairly thoughtful. Some of them real short, very simple answers. But the more you can share, and you don't always have to answer just mine. In fact, answering your own will be very valuable. But you're going to answer as many of these questions as you can. All right, day 3. Minutes are more precious than any precious metal, any wealth kind of measure ever. Again, everybody has the same amount of minutes, 1,440 in a day. You don't get any more. Nobody gets any more. That's why they're so precious. Guess what? Day 3. Morning, you're going to quickly read your lesson. Literally, a lot of these will take 2 minutes. You're going to keep track of how you're spending your time during the day. In the evening, you're going to do your reflection. Sharing your thoughts, all that. You're seeing the routine. You're seeing the pattern. This is done with purpose and intent. Day 4. Understand this. Wealth can be created. Time cannot. That's why it's so precious. There is far more wealth in the world today than there was 100 years ago, or 200, or 300. But there's no more time. Everybody gets 1,440 minutes every day. Well, and you're going to spend part of that by reading your lesson in the morning, seeing how you're spending your time during the day, reflecting in the evening. Day 5. Begin to look for patterns in how you're spending it. If you started this on a Monday, this is Friday, you should begin to see some sort of patterns that are happening. Are you finding that, geez, every night I seem to be playing video games for an hour, hour and a half, watching TV, whatever it is. Every study hall during school day, I'm just kind of zoning out, surfing videos on Google and YouTube and checking those out, listening to music. This is not a value judgment on any of those things. This is simply, how are you spending your time? And seeing any patterns. So, look at your lesson in the morning. That's right, keep track of your time during the day and reflect in the evening. Pattern, habit, repetition. Day 6. Begin to be thinking about this. How you're spending the time and why you're spending it that way. What's that say about what you value? Right? You're going to really begin to think about that. And do your lesson in the morning, keep track of your time, and reflect in the evening. Day 7, guess what? This is where you really want to be asking yourself, what am I willing to sacrifice to get the outcome you claim you desire? So whatever it is we're shooting for, whatever that target is you have, whatever it is you say you want, if you aren't really working at it right now, that means some of those minutes that you're spending on something else have to go. Or if you aren't spending enough time to get what it is you really want and really desire, you've got to spend some time to do that. What's going to go? Because you're spending 1,440 minutes every day. So, once again, you'll read your lesson. You're going to keep track of how you spend your time, and you're going to reflect. You really want to be thinking about that question. What are you willing to sacrifice to get the outcome you claim you desire? And that's what you're going to do this first week. I'll see you at the Q&A.